sometimes there is an expectation for how I am to perform that doesn't always make room for my humanity. And when things aren't pretty and when the performance doesn't meet the expectation, my hope is that people will still stand in the fire, right? Or in the practice of RJ being well, that when it's no longer feels easy, right? Like, will you still stand with me?
You're such a gift.
Thank you, Mandy. We love you.
Thanks for doing this.
So my name is Ashley Ellis, and I am the founder and principal consultant for Breathe Circles. And my role at IRL, initially, I came in as a guest speaker for their webinar. And it was such a random invitation. And I legit didn't really know at the time what IRL was about. And when I was asked to speak, I'm like, well, I'm an RJ practitioner. I'm a restorative justice practitioner. That's what I have to talk about. It don't really matter who the audience is. And so I put together a quick, 1-2 for them. And by the end of it, so many people were engaged. And afterwards, a couple months later, I got an invitation to come talk to them about what would it look like to bring RJ processes into the fellowship. Step in, step out, come and introduce yourself, step in.
Good morning, I'm Tobin, and I am a little too obsessed with shoes.
I thought I would initially be coming in to just lead a training, but the more that we began to connect and dive deeper, I realized that there was more that they needed, and I don't think that they knew that just yet. And so then I moved from just showing up for a webinar to the possibility of just being a trainer to becoming a partner with their restorative justice team, with their restorative justice committee here. And so for the past 2 years, it's been a little over 2 years now, I have been working and walking alongside the restorative justice team as a coach, as a consultant, and a partner. So thank y'all for showing up in this space with your gifts and all that you are. And so I want to invite all of us into what I am calling a gratitude and grounding walk, right? You are going to bust a move that your body needs in the moment, okay? So when I say bust a move, it might be a dance move, right? Or it might be like, I just need to stretch, right? I know.
Restorative justice is a way of being. It is not just something that you pick up and put down if you want it to work the way it's supposed to work. you have to be in continuous conversation with restorative practices and in order for it to make an impact.
Step in, step out. Come and introduce yourself. Step in.
Hi everybody, my name is Cody, and something that a lot of people don't know about me, I like watching motivational videos on YouTube.
Yes. My name is Cody Cotton. I started off as a member of the CAB, Community Action Advisory Board, meant to advise, support leadership as well as the IRL program. Now, recently, over the last year and a half, I've been brought up to support in the role as co-director of the IRL program.
That's right. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. What was it like to bring restorative justice into the full IRL fellowship?
It felt like a reset. It felt like we was learning new information, but learning information that we always had.
Mm-hmm.
It felt original. And again, just speaking to the point, feeling like we already had the information. A lot of people already resonated with it, right? Because as we learn, it's about building relationships, right? Things that we're taught from kindergarten, right? But we get further removed from it as we go through life, whether, however way you continue to grow up, but we get removed from what's important. So I think it was a reset. And more than anything, it was the opportunity to find our common values and find out how to lean into our values in order to create community.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor's IRL interview full take.
Step in, step out. Come and introduce yourself. Step in.
Hi, I'm Taylor, and I'm currently learning a little bit of Spanish and guitar.
What called me to say yes was a desire to explore a trauma-informed approach to conflict. I had experience with trauma-informed approaches in healthcare and substance use disorder settings specifically, but I was very interested and excited to see how it could be applied in community settings and professional settings. So when I was first introduced to restorative justice, I only knew it to be an intervention in the school to prison pipeline, but I didn't fully understand its cultural roots, its indigenous roots, or its broader applications within our society.
This is for the dreams of those who will come, those who will witness, and those who have been impacted, inspired, and changed because of the work that we do. And so just send that energy into this capsule, into the future, into the earth. And then you're going to repeat after me, okay? I honor the place in you.
I honor the place in you
Where the entire universe resides.
where the entire universe resides.
I honor the place in you.
I honor the place in you
Of love.
of love,
Of life.
of life,
Of truth.
of truth,
Peace.
peace.
I honor the place in you.
I honor the place in you
Because when you are in that place in you,
because when you are in that place in you,
and I am in this place in me,
and I am in this place in me,
then we are one.
then we are one.
Ashe.
Ashe.
So we take our hands, we close them, and we open them around each other. Thank y'all so much for this journey. Thank y'all.
And so this is the Fairy Godmother Award, and it goes to Miss Bobby Simpson.
And I always think there is hope for tomorrow. And tomorrow doesn't have to be the tragedy that people want it to be. I thought that there were enough people of like-minded spirit and heart that wanted something to be done, so that everybody could be seen and heard and progress along the way. So that's what made me say yes. My name is Ms. Bobby Simpson Epps. People call me Ms. Bobby. My role is a senior advisor to the Robert Wood Johnson University of Minnesota Interdisciplinary Research Leaders Project. And I support the CAB, which is the Community Action Advisory Board, and the EDI Task Force.
Mm-hmm. What called you into saying yes to this RJ process? And what do you remember about that invitation?
I knew that it was something that was needed. I knew that there were people who needed to, I would say, be healed and heard. And the restorative justice process allows that to happen. I was a part of the group that needed to be heard and healed. Faith in myself and faith that I could step into something that was unfamiliar to me.
I remember walking in, and there was this split dynamic between leadership and fellows. And so when you walk in, like all of leadership was sitting at these tables in the back, and all of the fellows were sitting at tables in the front. And for me, it created this very visceral and visual hierarchy. And if we were about building relationships and strengthening the relationships that were here, it felt really important to kind of get rid of that separation. So the prompt that you're at, so did you move? I didn't see you move. And so the prompt that you're asking each other is, what is one gift that you're bringing into this space this morning? And that emphasis on it being a proactive relational strategy allows us to know that we don't only have to step into this paradigm of practice when conflict or harm happens, that we should always be in a constant and consistent practice of strengthening and building and being in community.
My name is J. Robin Moon. I go by Robin, which is my middle name. At IRL, my role is the Associate Director of Research, Evaluation, and Dissemination. And it's the space for creation, it's space for reimagining. Yes. So that really changed a lot of things in from my perspective. So I was thinking about that, and I'm thinking, so connecting what's been said. I really my last prompt, your last prompt for me was to take what we have and go into our wherever you will go next, and we become emergent strategy. Yes. We'll become fractals. Yes. And we become the critical yeast, and we just recreate all of this all over the place. Come on, Adrienne Marie Brown. I remember the webinar that you came on a very last minute situation, and then some of us texted each other, one another. We said, "Who is she?" And then we, Crystal, Zinzi and myself were like, we need to get more into this. We need to get some more of that. And then we got in touch with you, and then we did the orientation, and then you started us with Invitation, the Invitation, by Oraya Mountain Dreamer. And that really broke me apart, just in terms of this is exactly what I wanted to hear in that way. So I had this big moment of reckoning that day. It's about the mental model. I didn't use those words until I met Louise later. But then that really helped me, that softened my heart about all other people that, I've been having challenges with, that I was not able to be restorative with. So when I think about that person's mental model, that person is operating on. So, and then we went into the whole exercise of going over some of the events that happened to IRL. That changed everything for me. So that was a big pivotal day.
Thank you for that. That's good.
Like others, that is the stanza that most resonates with me. In a sense, I'm perhaps in a mid-career crisis or a mid-career transformation, but trying to figure out what are the things that actually drive me, and what does it mean, and what does it look like to be true to myself. My name is Zinzi Bailey. I am an associate professor at the University of Minnesota, but more importantly, one of the directors of the IRL program. I entered this program as a senior advisor, more of a consultant on research elements, and then that started growing and growing over time, and now here I am.
Step in, step out, come and introduce yourself, step in.
Hi, I'm Zinzi, and if I weren't doing what I am currently doing, I'd be super into meteorology, so I'm very excited about the weather and lightning.
Step in, step out, come and introduce yourself, step in.
So I think RJ has given more of a foundation to IRL, as opposed to being this skyscraper with hierarchy and all this. There's more of a base. There's a wide base. As one of the directors of the program, you take on a lot of responsibility for how things move forward. However, I think when things became really clear to me was after one of our meetings, where we were, really leaning into RJ, and like these things came up during the meeting, and usually there would be this frenzy and an urgent frenzy to deal with this and deal with that, and somebody needs to do that, and somebody needs to do this other thing. And then Cody and I just like stepped away. We looked at each other and we're like, he got this. Like, and we can calmly discuss this. We don't have to do something right now. We can gather our folks. Who are we going to talk to? How are we going to share that information together and decide how we're going to move forward? It was a pause, right? Where we weren't in the frantic space, and it just felt completely different. And I think leadership feels completely different from that space. So just being able to be with people, know that things are going on. You're not putting your head in the sand, but know that there's a solution, or there's ways to walk through it or navigate, and that can happen. And have trust in the person and people that you are working with.
Right. To come out of this knowing that it was good, and also, right, it's time for something different, right? And so I think that this invitation is so on time, and I really wanted to just bring it in to just call us into this moment about where we are in these seasons of our lives that way. And you're going to just fold them in half like this. And we can also take a marker. I'll put some here. You can pass it. Here, you can pass it. Here, you can pass it either way.
And for me, I feel like with reflecting on the IRL journey, like overall, it's been really amazing. But sometimes I think even like in the river of life activity, like I focus a lot maybe like on the rocks, where I think it's good to like take the learnings from the rocks, but then to also just balance it out. Like there have been so many amazing highlights during these 10 years. So just keeping in mind to like remember to see the beauty in it all.
I
can always count on you, Mandy.
So fun.
Proud of you. Thank you for sharing that. If you could share one thing with somebody else who is stepping into this restorative justice process or paradigm. Ooh. What would be the medicine that you would share with them? What would be the thing that you would want them to remember about this journey, even your journey? I have one. If you had to tell your daughter anything about this journey that you've been on, what would you share with her?
Is just like kind of leading with an open heart and an open mind. I think especially with like work stuff, it's just easy. Like, I don't even think I'm a super judgmental person, but who knows? Maybe I am. But I think like what's really helped me is just offering grace to myself and offering grace to others. And just like, I think I used to let like a single moment, like a negative moment of someone else kind of like define who they are. And just like, you know, you see one thing and you're just kind of like, oh, I don't really know if I want to work with them. Like, But it's just like if other people just see you in a negative moment, we all have our negative moments where we don't act right and we're not proud of how we acted. But if people just take that and are like, okay, that's who you are, you know, it's not really fair. Like, and it's just not really right. It cuts off the relationship. And I think RJ's taught me so much about just being in relationship with folks. And I think leading with an open heart and open mind and not letting a single moment or two define someone's character.
As we navigate this journey, right, of closings and endings, but also where we go after this. And so I want us to think about these questions. What is one value that has carried you to this moment? When you think about your journey in IRL, what has been something that you have held on to that has allowed, it's been the float for you in the river, right? When the boulder showed up, you was like, you know, I can get over there. Like, what was the value that helped carry you to this moment?
Like, I want to know if you can live with failures, yours and mine. Like, I'm also at the grandparenting part of life where I remember being acutely aware of my mom's parenting as I was becoming a parent. And like, I remember thinking back to all the great things she did and trying to get rid of the things that were disappointments to me. And I feel like I'm hoping like I have that grace from my own children as they begin to parent. My name is Kathleen Call. I was the Associate Director for Community Engagement. I was part of the team that wrote the grant, the response to the request for proposals. So Michael Oakes, Sarah Gullist, Ezra, that whole team that came together to write the proposal. So I was part of the very, very, very beginning. The idea of embracing conflict was treating it as something normative. And so I felt like we had this very reactive approach to conflict rather than kind of how do you take that and work with it and really build a culture of letting conflict happen, but letting it be safe. And so I think we saw the potential. It was like, that's what we want. That's what we should do, you know? And so this real like frenetic kind of grasping for doing that. Plus this whole, like we had to decide as a group that we were this was our kind of line in the sand. Either we do this or we're not continuing with the IRL because it didn't feel right. This idea of kind of getting called into the principal's office kind of approach to conflict was so unsettling to me and others, like trying to control it rather than let it run its course and help guide the course, right? Or give people the choice to enter into a conversation around the conflict rather than walking, you know, like pretending it didn't happen or just getting uncomfortable. So it felt like such a relief. And then, you know, we talked about this, that it was like, we got to fix this. And it was a very intellectual approach, which is, pretty common for a bunch of academics, right?
Right.
Bobby sat down and said, was I supposed to write something? I didn't write it down. I'm like, well, thanks for spoiling the surprise. And it was actually like these really huge aha moments in that very first retreat where it's like, oh, this is a journey. This is a practice. This is another thing that I will never feel 100% competent in. I am going to make mistakes and I'm going to survive that and I'm going to be a better person for that. When that kind of sunk in, it's like, oh, this is going to change everything we do, not just how we approach conflict when it happens. And so it was just like this idea of like, oh, this is a preventive thing too. Like this lays the groundwork for dealing or working through conflict in a really healthy way, or at least giving people the choice to do that.
Yes.
So it was like an amazing revelation. And I feel like I'm still learning, but there's no going back. Like I see things going on now in the world and it's like, why are we doing this punitive thing? This will get us nowhere. Why do we need to know the precise cause and who's to blame? Like, can't we just start with who's been harmed and what do they need to heal? Like, it's like having a new set of glasses for me. And I'm still learning.
It is my hope that the things that they remember from this journey is what it means to be in relationship with people, what it means to return back to your values when things get hard, what it means to slow down. My hope is that the medicine that they carry forward is what justice looks like in action, right? And what it means to really center community, and not in a us and them way, but in a way that says that we are all in community, right, with one another. And so those are some of the things that I hope that they remember, and to also move in truth and to understand that reconciliation, change, and transformation cannot happen without acknowledging truths, even when they're hard, right? We can heal at the root if we're willing to be honest about what is happening at the root.
That's pretty good.